Samore Love Bugs, you have now tuned in to my Blood, Sweat, and Heels recap. Be sure to subscribe if you have not yet done so. Also be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos. Give it that good old thumbs up. And check out my other channel, which is Samore Love TV, where I'm going to be having, guess what? Love and Hip Hop ATL going to be up on there. So be sure to go over there tomorrow and check that out. Okay, guys? All right, so we have the Pop Goes the Runway. Geneva, she is a fashion journalist. She's getting ready to do an interview. She's freaking excited about it. Daisy, she's working on fashion stuff for Fashion Week. She's doing interviews as well. She can't do as many as she used to do because of her illness, but she's still making sure that she keeps herself going and keeps working, keeps pushing things to the limits. Daisy and Demetria, finally, they're cool again from the last episode. They're back at a good place. They haven't really resolved their issues, but they've kind of moved past it. Demetria's like, maybe one day they can have a big girl conversation and just kind of talk about what it was that got them to the place they were at. But right now, they're good, you know, and I feel like that's great. They need to stay there. Daisy really doesn't want to tell Demetria about her big C, because she feels like she doesn't want the relationship or the friendship to be based on that. And for that, the reason why, yeah, I have to be her friend because she's going through this. No, she wants it to be really because of her personality and because that's the way she feels, that she wants the friendship to be real and genuine and not just kind of like a pity party type of thing. Melissa, she's out on a date with this guy that she met through like a matching service. She got her long hair, don't care, popping, boo. And she kind of wants to take it slow, not like, you know, rush it and have sex with him or anything like that. When she's on the date with him, it starts off kind of good. He's handsome, so she's physically attracted to him. But the thing about him, he doesn't seem like he really wants to be serious with anybody. He seems like he just wants to date. He wants to have a good time, and that's not what she's really about. She wants a relationship that's going to have a future. And I totally agree with her. Like, why just have fun when you can... What's the sense of wasting time, wasting years with somebody who you may never end up with? I feel like that's kind of like a waste. And that's what she's trying to avoid. And when she asked him a question about where does he see himself or something along those lines, like in a relationship, he kind of like stuffed his mouth with a whole bunch of salad as though it was a Twix commercial and he was trying to do that awkward pork him out, as my aunt Liz used to say, pork him out, and just have it so full that he can't even speak. So, yeah, he was not the one. It was an early night. She went home early. She thanked him for the food. No dessert, please. Hold the dessert. Arzo's boyfriend, Yesterday is his name. He comes to see her while she's getting prepared for Fashion Week. So pretty much all of them are getting prepared for Fashion Week. And he's like 27. He's a rapper. She's 36 or something like that. And she says that she's not with him for him being famous, for the man that he is today, but for the man that he can potentially become and that he's going to be. So she's willing to wait for him to catch up to her level because he's doing his thing, living his dreams. I mean, at least his name is getting out there a little something because he's on this show, right? She's helping him. She's helping him get his dreams out there. Geneva, she was in her little house, her little apartment, just sobbing away. And I'm like, what's she sobbing for? What's she crying for? And then here comes a knocking on the door, and it's Chantel. And then Chantel's like, what do you mean you got arrested? And I'm like, arrested? Oh, okay, it's about to get a little interesting. So she tells the story about the cab that she was in, and she was supposed to be going to get her nails done, and the cab driver ends up taking her this long way, and she's like, where are you going? And he's just like, oh, you didn't tell me where you were going, and he tells her to get out. And he was like extremely rude to her, and she was like, when she flagged down one of the traffic police, they told him that he cannot just let people out just because he wants to, and he has to take her to a destination. So all this time, the meter's still running. So then when they get to the destination, he's trying to charge her a whole bunch of money, and she's just like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. And then she tries to call the cops. He calls the cops as well, and the cop is just like, you have to pay this money or we're taking you away. And she's like, but I do not owe that much money. It's supposed to be a $15 ride. I think it was supposed to be $15. And then he ends up putting her in handcuffs and taking her away. And I personally, I can tell you, these cab drivers out here, especially the yellow cabs, because she wants to live in Wall Street. And Wall Street, all they have is yellow cabs. At least out in the hood, in like the Bronx and Brooklyn and Harlem, they have like regular little cab services that you can call. And now they have Uber, but I've heard Uber has little issues or whatever as well. So anyways, with the yellow cabs, a lot of them are very nasty. They don't want to take people that are black or sometimes Hispanic as well. It depends. Because I was actually trying to get a cab, me and my homegirl, last weekend. And when we got into the cab and we told him where we were going, he was just like, oh, do you have GPS? And we're like, no, aren't you a cab driver? You're supposed to know how to get there. And he's just like, oh, well, I don't know. Like his whole disposition was like extremely rude. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to do this. We're not about to do this tonight. I was like, girl, the train station is right over there. I will take a train after I will take the cab in the hood when I'm getting closer to my house. But right now, no, I'm not doing this. No. Because I'm not finna be paying this dude no $30 because that's how much it costs to get from Manhattan to where we both live. It would have been about $30, $35 for 2 stops. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing this because his whole vibe was off. It was bringing me down and I was not doing it. And he seemed like he just didn't want to go into the hood anyway. So, nah. And he was a black dude too. But I've had different experiences just like that coming from the club or whatever where they're just like, oh no, I'm not taking you. Like now it's illegal for them to kind of say that, but they'll make up other stuff that they don't have to take you. Yeah, they're real funny about that. And I actually got hit by a New York State taxi a few years ago, back in 2009. I got hit. I broke I torn my meniscus. So yeah, it was pretty serious. They're ruthless here. Like they are crazy. They drive reckless. They don't really care because they have some good insurance and that's just how it is. And I totally understand what she was talking about. But homegirl, something that I didn't agree with, she was saying, oh, they think that I'm just some girl from the hood. Like, I feel like she kind of was throwing shade and saying, like, she was better than somebody. Yes, you may have all these degrees, but at the end of the day, your skin color is still the same as the young girl from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So for her to talk like that, I felt like that was a little bit shady for her to say. Because so they should be able to do this to the young girl in the hood, but not to you because of your degrees. Sometimes maybe people may not mean it a certain way, but the way that they come off, it kind of sounds a certain way. So I don't think that anybody should be treated that way, regardless of your stature, of your degrees that you hold, your education, anything. I feel like everyone should be treated equally. Chantel, she said that she hasn't really had the chance to experience that type of prejudice because coming from England, it's not about that. It's not about color. Everybody is like the same and they don't really see those types of things there. I mean, I'm British personally, which is crazy. I'm not even going to get into that story. But my family, like, I don't really know that whole side. I don't really know my British side. And I haven't been to England. But I have a lot of family that do live there, but I never really spoke to them about how it is. I just know a lot of them do have biracial children. They have biracial relationship, or what is it, interracial, whatever relationships. One is black and one is white. Okay, that's the type of relationships they had. And I mean, I don't really hear anything too bad about it, so I guess this is doing okay. Yeah, so she has a whole different perspective on that type of thing. So I guess now she gonna learn. Micah's having this thing for Fashion Week. But another thing about that whole situation with Geneva, didn't she get arrested again after that? Like, she was like, oh no, they're not gonna get away with this. But I'm like, eventually, didn't she hit the girl with a bottle? So wasn't that kind of hood-like? I mean, from what I read in the Daily News or whatever news it was that I was reading, yeah, that's what happened. I mean, they haven't gotten to that particular topic yet, but fast forward a little bit, I think that she had gotten taken away because she hit Melissa Ford in the head when they had a fight in a club or something like that. And that's a little hood rat-ish to me, if you ask your girl. I'm just saying. But anyways, back to Micah. She's having this pop-up runway thing in a club. She's extremely upset because things are not going the way she wanted it to go. There are girls that are canceling. It was like 4 of them. And then there were also girls running late. But when she comes out, all her friends are there. They're the only ones that know what's really going to happen. When they come out, it's like girls dressed in bikinis. They're popping up. They have like the glow sticks and they're like flashing. And it's like, pop, pop. I'm here. Yes, Micah. Vogue. You know, it was, to me, it was pretty cool. It was a little unorganized, but it made sense. The reason why I say it made sense because it's like pop, and it really did pop. It popped in the event. It made everybody look and want to see what exactly was going on. And the girls, they walked very well, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. So that might be something that she can have going forward. You know, like a couple minutes or whatever, just pop up, do your thing, and then leave. And get paid for it, you know? It's kind of like a quick advertisement, like how advertisements are or how commercials are, but it's just live. And it's right there in your face, and you just gotta look at it because the lights are flashing. It's like, you can't freaking miss us. Look at us, look at me. So when Chantel, she tells the ladies that Geneva was arrested and that's why she's not there because she feels some type of way. Arzo is like making a big joke out of it. She's like, oh, it's not a racial thing. I'm tired of everybody talking about race. I mean, I'm one that'll say when certain things do not seem like a race type of issue, but I do feel like that was somewhat of a race issue. I mean, I don't know what the guys were, but just knowing, growing up from New York, I mean, she's from California, so I don't know how long she's been in New York or if she's experienced those types of things. I mean, and her boyfriend, he was even standing there laughing. I don't know if he was just laughing because he wanted to laugh because his girl made a joke. But like, dude, at the end of the day, you're a black man and you have tattoos on your face. I know that he has to have gone through, and you're a rapper, he has gone through some type of racial profiling. I would be super shocked and surprised if he hasn't. So for him to stand there and laugh just because his girlfriend is laughing, it just blew my mind. It didn't make any sense to me. And then, what's her name was making a joke as well, Melissa Ford, just because, I feel like it was just because of the simple fact that she doesn't like Chantel. So it was like anything that's not going with what Chantel is saying would make Melissa happy. That's how I kind of felt at that moment, because she's half black as well, and for her to be like, I was arrested 5 times, and you're proud of that? I wouldn't want to even, I mean, no shade to anyone, but I don't see that as something to, like a plaque or a medal, a reward to say, oh, let me make an announcement. I don't think that that's cool. Who wants to have a record? I don't think that that's, especially, I mean, for her, maybe it's okay, but for people, the real people in the real world, you don't want that blemish on your record. You don't want that to follow you along when they ask you, have you ever been charged or ever been arrested? You have to check off yes. Like, that just changes the whole dynamic of an application and just kind of puts you down in the Richter scale. You know what I mean? It puts you down in the scale amongst all the other people that are applying for that same job. It just lowered your chances. And, yeah, that was pretty much it. They end up, like, arguing, and Chantel calls her an Afghani hound, and they all get offended about that because now she said something about her being Afghani. I mean, I felt like it was kind of rude, but she did kind of make a point, which it might be an ignorant point because she's like, well, she is Afghani. Why would she get mad about where she's from? I don't know. I'm not going to touch that one. But, I mean, I guess it's just as bad as calling somebody a black monkey or a monkey from Jamaica or, you know, Trinidad or wherever, American monkey. Something like that. It's bad to compare somebody to an animal and it makes them feel a certain type of way. So it makes sense. I understand why she got offended. But dang, these girls, they started. And I said I was going to review this show, but it's okay. It hasn't been like, oh my gosh, but it hasn't been boring either. Real reason I wanted to do it because of that stinky fight that I saw. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this show, see what happened. But okay, guys, that's pretty much it. We will return. Well, we're gonna head on over to my other channel tomorrow for my Love and Hip Hop ATL. I'll try to get it up as soon as possible. It will either be up Monday or Tuesday, the latest. Then we're gonna head back over here on Tuesday for our If Loving You Is Wrong. Wednesday, we have, what do we have on Wednesdays? On Wednesdays, we have Catfish. And yeah, Catfish I haven't done for like 2 weeks right now because they had the one that came on with the award show. And then they had another one which is stupid. They had another one that was stupid. So that was like 3 that I just didn't do because they didn't really interest me. Only one was really good, but then it came on a day that I didn't feel like doing it because I was watching something else. And yeah, that was just stupid. And on so that's pretty much it for the rundown. Oh yeah, Thursdays is Mary Mary, which is here. Okay guys, thanks for watching and supporting. And look forward to chatting with you guys and seeing what you thought about this episode. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.